Hi, welcome back to Lakeside Quilt Making Arts. On Mondays, I release a video that is all about putting together one of the Moda Blockheads blocks. And this week, it is block number 10, and it is by, what was her name again? I hope I'm pronouncing it correctly. Alexia Marcel Abegg, A-B-E-G-G, Abegg. I'm sorry if I'm butchering that horribly. But she's with Ruby Star Society. Her block is a 16 patch star. So in the middle, you can see she's got a scrappiness going on. I don't want to put together the entirety of this block in this video. The reason being is I don't have all my fabric. I've been working off of men's shirts that I got from Unclaimed Baggage that collectively is creating kind of a sea glass colorway, at least in my mind, what a colorway is for sea glass. Once all these blocks are done, I'll put it together as a quilt for one of the people who helped me out a lot while I was really sick, and so I wanted to give a quilt for her where she loves blues and greens, and she loves being near the water. So I thought, okay, sea glass, that makes sense. That's a beautiful color combination. Well, I started working with the men's shirts, and this whole series has been about that process of me getting these shirts, learning that I needed to clean them really well, even though they had been washed and worn and all that. They had gunk on them, whether it's sizing or something, and then I had an iron issue. I mean, it was a whole thing. So there's a certain kind of storyline that you go down when you commit to using men's shirts. They're not all created equally. The fabrics are different. Like, I'm going to use this stick to point. This one is much thinner than the others. And this one right there, that's thinner too. So each of them functions differently than the other one. So you have to take that in consideration when you're piecing them together. So it's also been a learning lesson for me, because if you've been following this channel, you know that I've fairly new quilter and I am on a learning curve, and so I put the hashtag on a lot of my videos, the hashtag learn with me. I am not here to be a teacher for anybody. You know, it may be that I have some insights that can help you if you're also a beginner, because I am trying to curate from a lot of different people, and that's, you know, we're all connected anyway. We're all supposed to share our stories and learn from each other. So it is possible that you could learn something by following me, but you can also learn about things not to do. And one of them is when you buy men's shirts, wash them anyway. All right, so enough about those fabrics. The other fabrics that I plan to use is Camille Ross Kelly's Shoreline, and I've pre-registered for those with Fat Quarter Shop. They're supposed to be in March, and I expect that I'll get those here sometime in March. And then I will use some of those fabrics along with this line of fabrics, and then I'll create this 16 patch inside there. Today then what we're doing is we're going to go ahead and build these units that go around the outside. And I'm going to go ahead and cut these units, you know, from the fabrics that I have. These are 2-inch squares. If you're putting together a 12-inch block, they're 2-inch squares. What I want to discuss with you though today is why I picked these fabrics to go out here. What I picked and why I picked it. Let me show you. Okay, I think I've got it figured out in my head. I'll put it on paper so you can see it too. This is all I have. Well, there's a couple of little scraps inside the bin, but this is all I have left of this shirt, which is kind of amazing to me. Like, I feel like I'm missing a section of this shirt. Scratch that. I was Looney Tunes for a second. I was about to tell you that this is the last of this fabric that I have, and as soon as I said those words out loud, I realized there's just no way that what's up on that design board and this does not represent an entire shirt. So even though I'd already looked in my bin that has the leftover fabric of the shirts, that's the part of the shirts that looks like laundry, that I just don't have it properly folded. I have it all stuck in a bin. I went through that once and I didn't see it, but I went back through it and it was hidden because it's lighter and there's it's just smaller than all the other shirts, so it just kind of got covered up and I just didn't see it, even though I'd been through it once. Even though I thought this was the last of this fabric, and so I was going to force myself to use it in the manner that I'm going to use it, that the validity of that thinking is not false. So I'm going to go ahead and show you what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this in the corner, just like this block up here, which I'll have on screen by the time you're seeing this. If you remember, this was the very first block that we did, and I was not thrilled with how white the background was. But I want that block to make sense inside the quilt, so I need to incorporate features of it while also giving it this background. So that's what I'm going to do. I'm going to put this new scrappy star on this background with this in its points. And not points, but the 4 points of the square, the 4 squares, 4 corners of the squares. I know what I want to use for the star points. If you're going to use a foot that has just a hole for just your needle, you should not have it on zigzag. So, a word to the wise. See that right there? That's the part of the needle that broke. It was still set on zigzag from when I was trying to do some franken batting for the unicorn quilt, and I'd forgotten to reset it back to straight stitch. So when I put this foot back on, there was no place for the needle to go side to side. It needed to be in straight stitch mode. So it broke off a tip of it. My point that I'm trying to make is always know when you break a needle, always know where all the parts are. Because if any of it's down inside there, you want to go digging it out before you run your machine. Well, I'm a little bit frustrated. Okay, so I broke the needle. Why is it not sewing now? The needle broke off. There's nothing left inside of the machine, I don't think. But before I use it any further, I'm going to disassemble it like I did whenever I was cleaning it a couple weeks ago. I will remark that as clean as I had it, just less than 2 weeks ago, there's already fuzz down inside there. So it's good for us to clean out underneath our, inside our bobbin case and under our needle, under our foot. Gosh, probably weekly, depending on our usage, maybe even more. Okay, so I guess I'm asking for recommendations again. What should I be looking for? Why is it not wanting to operate properly? It broke a needle, nothing else happened. Like it broke quickly and I stopped. How did it jam up anything else? Do I need to send it into a shop now? So frustrating. So I'm going to take all these pieces for this block, put it in one Ziploc with this pattern so I can keep track of what's what and it doesn't get lost. But I do want to say before we end this video, I want to end on a positive note, that I went ahead and see if I can show this to you. I went ahead and cut out 4 of these, and I want to try to incorporate 4 of these. Is that turned backwards? It is. So is that. inside that scrappy part of this block, I want to try to use 4 of these. I did try to build the 16 block out of what I have, but I'm really missing, I've got 3 blanks that I really want to fill in with fabric from the Shoreline fabric from Camille Roskelly. So I will be patient. I guess this block just was not meant to be. Womp womp. I don't know, guys. I need this to work because I need to do the unicorn quilt. This is not cool. This is not cool at all. I needed to wake up in the morning and get started on the unicorn quilt and do my best to finish it tomorrow because I had forgotten that spring break for the kids around here is this coming week. And I have been looking forward to having my great nephews here. One in particular, he and I started on a quilt for him. He did all the work last summer. We were going to work on it again this during spring break. And then next week, the other great nephew and great niece that belongs in another county, they're on spring break. So I need to have my machine up and running so we can do our hobbies together. Oh, so frustrated. I guess I need a backup machine, don't I? It's probably fine. And if I didn't have to stop right now so that I could create this video, I'd probably sit here and I might still spend another 10 minutes with it. And if I get it up and running, I'll let you know in the video. But in order to get to bed on time, I have to stop now so I can create the video. I feel like I've had this happen before. And it was something easily fixed. But I don't know. I took my needle back out, put it back in, a new needle. I've got a 7010 in there. It says Singer 7010. And I believe I put it in there properly. I need to probably read up on that just to make sure I put it in there right. It is fitting inside the hole of the foot, so it's in alignment. I don't know. I need to do some research. So frustrating. All right, my friends. I hope that you're having a better day than I am. I've had a great day, actually. I've had one of the sweeter days that I've ever had. My 6-month-old grandbaby was baptized this morning, and that was just a super sweet day, super sweet morning. I can put up with a needle making my machine not work. I'll figure it out. You guys take care. Thank you for being here. I really do appreciate you. I'll get this thing working one way or another. We'll be back in commission tomorrow somehow. Stay tuned. We'll see you soon. Bye-bye.